At 6:42 a.m. local time, just off the coast of Somalia, 5 men in a battered fiberglass skiff throttle forward through choppy water. There's no flag on the boat, no name, no AIS signal, just a small outboard motor, 2 fuel cans, and a crude aluminum ladder laid across the bow. The men on board aren't fishermen. They're armed, moving fast, and aiming for a silhouette on the horizon. To them it looks like a cargo ship, slow, gray, probably unescorted, the kind of vessel that usually folds under pressure. What they don't know, however, is that they're speeding toward a U.S. Navy destroyer. From their position, the angles hide the ship's gun mounts. The radar dome just a weird-looking container. The aft helicopter hangar appearing like stacked cargo. But behind that steel is 9,000 tons of American firepower and a crew that's done this dance before. Every camera on that ship is already watching. No warning shot, no flares, just optics, sensors, and silence. On the bridge, the captain studies the feed. Fast-moving, low-profile craft. No flags, no comms, no hesitation. Someone whispers, "Please let them turn around." They don't. Instead, the boat accelerates, nose high, charging full speed toward what they still believe is an easy target. For the next 14 minutes, the U.S. Navy will demonstrate how to win a fight without even pulling the trigger. The destroyer's bridge is quiet, but every sailor is locked in. "Bridge to CIC," says the officer of the deck. "We have a fast-approaching contact bearing 118, CPA under 3 nautical miles. Time to intercept 10 minutes. Down in the Combat Information Center, sailors are already tracking the skiff. They don't need radar, they can see it. Electro-optical sensors are active. High-resolution visuals confirm 5 men, armed, no life vests, no fishing gear. One holds what looks like an AK. Another keeps pointing toward the ship through binoculars. This isn't a casual drift. It's an intercept run. Rules of engagement, Phase 1 declared. Cameras lock on the boat's every move. Electronic warfare systems switch to passive scan, listening but not transmitting. 50 caliber gun stations remain unmanned but alert. "Maintain course," the captain orders. No aggressive action. Let them show intent. The destroyer subtly adjusts heading by 5 degrees, just enough to control the closing angle. The crew knows the drill. De-escalation unless provoked. They've seen this before. Small boats testing boundaries. Sometimes it's just fishermen drifting too close. But this feels coordinated. The skiff holds course, still accelerating, white spray kicking off its bow as it skips across the water, now just 2.2 nautical miles out. Then 2 more blips appear in the corner of the camera feed, 2 additional skiffs, coming in wide and trailing behind. New contacts, bearings 105 and 132. Coordinated movement. This isn't a robbery, it's a swarm tactic. Classic pirate maneuver. The destroyer's crew exchanges quick, silent looks. No panic, just procedure. They've got 10 minutes to control the situation. And on the flight deck, someone's already unlocking the Seahawk hangar. The order comes calm but absolute. Launch the Seahawk. Maintain observation. No direct overflight. Within seconds, the flight crew scrambles. The MH-60R Seahawk, twin engine, loaded with sensors, flares, and presence, sits fueled and waiting. Not a combat loadout. No torpedoes, no hellfires, just optics, radar, and intimidation. The rotors start turning, blades slicing humid air, and within half a minute, the Seahawk lifts off, banking east to intercept. From the sky, the full picture emerges. 3 skiffs, narrow hulls, low profile, each with 2 to 5 men aboard. Loose formation, 1 center, 2 flanking. Poor radio discipline, no coordination, but timing too perfect to be random. From 800 feet up, the Seahawk's FLIR camera captures everything in thermal clarity. Weapons, ladders, no fishing gear, no crates. This is a boarding team. Back on the destroyer, the deck crew watches in silence. One sailor mutters, "They think we're a freighter." Another replies, "They're about to meet the Navy." The Seahawk's spotlight flicks on, sweeping across the lead skiff. No sound, just a blinding beam landing directly on the driver. He flinches, shielding his eyes. Another man stands, shouting, waving arms. The boat veers slightly. Then the second spotlight hits the right side skiff. 2 boats waver. One still charges forward. The Seahawk holds steady, optics locked. No shots fired, but the message is crystal clear. We see you. We're faster. And we're waiting. From the air, one skiff refuses to back down. The lead boat, now 1.5 nautical miles out, suddenly breaks formation and surges toward the destroyer's bow. Wake fans behind it, loud even over the rotor wash. Inside the CIC, tension spikes. CPA under 1.2 nautical miles, someone calls. Time to intercept 3 minutes. The destroyer responds instantly. The LRAD, long-range acoustic device, goes active, unleashing a deafening focused tone at the skiff, a wall of sound that disorients and overwhelms. It hits, the man on the bow stumbles. Another grabs the engine housing as the boat pitches. Still no weapons raised. On the Seahawk, the sensor operator flips a toggle. A bright green laser pulses down, painting the deck. Non-lethal but unmistakable. We're watching. Don't push it. A flare arcs from the destroyer's starboard launcher, red and hissing as it falls. This time it works. The skiff hesitates. Engines throttle down. The bow dips into a swell. One pirate throws up both hands, palms out. The universal signal, no threat. The second skiff veers off. Only one remains, the far flanker, holding position 2,000 meters out. Watching, waiting. The destroyer doesn't blink. Cameras stay locked. EW still listening. Bridge silent. The message has landed. 3 skiffs came hunting for an easy target. Now one's drifting, one's running, and one's thinking hard. The pirates haven't fired. Neither has the Navy. But there's no confusion left about what kind of ship they just tried to approach. At 7:01 a.m., the lead skiff drifts, engine idling, bow facing away. On the bridge, the captain doesn't celebrate. He watches, waits. The second skiff begins turning east, slow, deliberate retreat. Course change confirmed, speed 12 knots. The Seahawk reports. The third finally arcs southward. No radio, no flare, just silence. From above, the triangle breaks. Below deck, gunners stay ready. CIC logs every frame of footage, thermal, optical, acoustic. Not for drama, but for record. Everything the Navy does is time-stamped and stored. If this ever becomes an investigation, the Navy won't argue. It will simply replay. By 7:04 a.m., the nearest skiff is 2 nautical miles away and fading. No return, no circling back. The Seahawk maintains altitude, looping overhead, eyes unblinking. The destroyer doesn't chase. It doesn't need to. Presence was the weapon. Posture was the message. Restraint was the win. The engagement ends not because the pirates surrendered, but because they realized too late who they were dealing with. The Gulf of Aden is one of the world's busiest and most dangerous shipping lanes. A narrow funnel between the Arabian Sea and the Red Sea, with over 20,000 ships passing each year. Tankers, freighters, container carriers, all easy prey. Piracy here isn't cinematic. It's fast boats, satellite phones, AKs, and GPS. At its peak, Somali piracy was a multi-million-dollar business. Some attacks ended in hijackings, others in multi-million-dollar ransoms. The U.S. Navy's mission isn't to chase pirates, it's to deter them. This destroyer is part of Combined Task Force 151, a multinational coalition dedicated to counter-piracy. Alongside NATO, EU, and allied navies, they patrol choke points and high-risk zones, projecting presence where it matters. The power lies not in fire, but in perception. Pirates don't want warships. They want weak targets. But from 10 nautical miles away, a Navy destroyer and a cargo ship can look deceptively similar. Tall, gray, stacked decks, steel bulkheads. To a skiff with no radar and a single pair of binoculars, it's an easy mistake. That's where the Navy plays its edge. Deception through discipline. Destroyers operate under strict rules of engagement. They don't fire because someone looks suspicious. They observe. They warn. They record. Every move calculated. Every escalation measured. That isn't hesitation, it's mastery. In this encounter, the destroyer didn't need missiles or gunfire. It used tools, FLIR optics, LRAD cannons, laser markers, and a helicopter that could hover, watch, and collect. The MH-60R Seahawk is a flying surveillance platform, equipped with advanced systems like the MX-20 FLIR, able to spot heat signatures, track movement, and identify threats in real time. No guesswork, no panic, just evidence. While the pirates tried to intimidate, the Navy built a legal case. In international waters, that's the difference between force and control. If the skiffs had fired or reached boarding range, escalation would have been immediate. But until that moment, restraint ruled. Everything was recorded, audio, flight paths, heat signatures. No need to explain when the proof plays itself. That's how the Navy wins without combat. When your enemy misjudges who you are, you let them discover it the hard way. This wasn't a firefight or a boarding. It was a masterclass in command. Without a single round fired, the pirates arrived chasing fear and left staring at dominance. The U.S. Navy doesn't just win with weapons. It wins with presence, precision, and patience. Every system worked, Every sailor stayed steady, and every decision sent a message written in discipline. You can approach, but we're watching, and we don't blink. If there's one lesson from encounters like this, it's that true power at sea isn't measured by the number of shots fired, but by the control to never need them. Modern navies train not just to fight, but to prevent the fight before it begins, to intercept, posture, and outmaneuver threats through discipline and precision. Each engagement like this proves that dominance isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the silence before the storm that speaks the loudest. The next time a pirate crew mistakes a destroyer for an easy target, they'll remember what happens when they cross paths with a ship that's built not just for war, but for deterrence.